Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Persephone definitely wasn't feeling it when she spoke to Carl Franklin. Well, having had a miserable cold, wet summer, the UK was finally having a heatwave at the beginning of September. And you know how we Brits like to moan about our weather. It's either too cold and wet, or it's too hot. And it was too hot. So, Persephone would like to introduce you to Carl Franklin. Hello, cutie, he said. Good morning. How are you? I'm fine. Do I know you? That's all right. Do I know you? I'm not certainly sure if I know you either, but I think we contacted each other from Facebook suggestions. I assume that means I don't know you. Well, I'd be delighted to have you as a friend, if don't mind. So where are you from? I live on Orkney off the north coast of Scotland. Where do you live? Nice! I'm from Plainfield, New Jersey. Scotland, Google helped him out, is best known for beautiful and historic castles. It's my pleasure meeting you. That's a very random statement, said Persephone. The USA is best known for hamburgers. The recorded history of Scotland, Google continued, begins with the arrival of the Roman Empire in the 1st century, when the province of Britannia reached as far north as the Antonine Wall. What on earth are you babbling on about? Said Persephone. I didn't ask you to copy and paste the history of Scotland. I live here, you dimwit. Never mind, he said. I'm sorry. That's all right. Did you really contact me so you could copy and paste rubbish you found online about where I live? And so Persephone retaliated, and I won't read it all to you, but Wikipedia informed her. Just FYI, she said, Plainfield is a city in Union County in the US state of New Jersey, nicknamed the Queen City, and so it went on. Now, do you want a proper conversation, or shall I paste some more random stuff I found online? My sincere apology. I did have an enjoying conversation from you based on argument of places. Anyway, it's nice chatting with you, my friend. Once again, I'm pleased to meet you. I did have contracting conversation from you based on ridiculous inability to type anything sensible, she said. I'm so sorry. Make my day, tell me what you think you do. Are you married or committed, he said. Neither, that doesn't tell me what you do. Are you interested in knowing better? I couldn't know worse, you haven't even tried to tell me yet. Okay, I'm single. It's been years since I lost my late wife to brain cancer. And you still haven't answered me question. Tell me what you do, please. Did you know that underwave institutionalism is a growing dissonance for whales trying to eat breakfast cereal in Antarctic enclaves? Well, I'm a maritime undercover agent, he said. Really? He said, in reply to her meaningless babble. I've never heard of that, she said. What do you do? Oh, okay. It's a secret agent, hired for the purpose of investigating illegal cargoes of shipments and oil pipeline fraud. Oh, how exciting. What's oil pipeline fraud? Stealing oil from pipelines. I think you understand this better now. Not really, I'd just steal oil from a pipeline. It's possible, he said, so tell me about yourself. What do you do? I don't work, my divorce settlement supports me. I didn't ask you if it was possible, I asked you how it's done. OK, first they drill a hole most of the way through, and then they use a rubber mallet to crack open the pipe without making a spark, and I suspect that's probably true. OK, and are these pipes on land or underwater? Both on land and under the water. Life, he informed her, it's like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. I've no idea what that means. How long have you been a secret agent for? Approximately. I've been working for 25 years of experience. I love you, showing interest in what I do. Oh, you're going to change your mind, pal. You must have arrested lots of criminals. My father always told me, find a job you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life. Oh, so you haven't arrested anyone? Yes, I have. So how's your morning going? That's a very random question. How's your ironing going? Meaning? Exactly, said Persephone. Random, ridiculous question, unrelated to what we were talking about. Oh, I see. I don't know if the secret of life is finding love, but I think one of the secrets of life is to embody love. And you said that because... How long have you lived in Plainfield? I moved to Kirkwall just over a year ago. I think the secret to international underwater awakening is finding shells. But I think one of the secrets of international underwater awakening is to embody shells. I'm sure you'd agree. You accumulating sentences, he said. It's never assumed to be a random question, but when it's it does. Absolutely, said Persephone, who had no idea what he was talking about. How long have you lived in Plainfield? I don't know, he said. I think our conversation's getting boring. You're not wrong there, pal. Because you're not allowing me to know you better. I will be heading back to work in an hour's. You don't know how long you've lived in Plainfield. I've been able to reach you because I'm currently working in Norway on my contract, having equivalent time to Scotland. Oh, okay. That isn't what I asked. I asked you how long you've been living in Plainfield, and now you've decided you're working in Norway and Scotland. If that's what you desire most since birth, he said. Yeah, said Persephone, a man who can answer a simple question first time he's asked. You misunderstood me. Okay, so what did you mean? And how long have you lived in Plainfield? I'm opportuned to chat you up because my time frame here in Norway is equivalent to Kirkwall. Are you trying to know how old I am? I already said since birth. Why did you get divorced? We wanted different things in life. I have absolutely no idea what this means, she said, copying, I am opportuned to chat you up because my time frame here in Norway is equivalent to Kirkwall. Are you saying you haven't worked in Scotland, but you're working in Norway? Yes! Phew! Why'd you talk in riddles, and why does it take so long to answer even a simple question? It's so boring and so tedious. I noticed something about you, he said. You ask too many questions. This is the man who just a few minutes ago had said, I love you showing interest in what I do. I noticed a lot about you, said Persephone. You can't even answer a simple question. I'm listening, he said. So I'll just give you silly answers to anything you want to ask me, she said. Is that a joke or something? What do you think? Have all your ridiculous answers been a joke or something? I take it for a joke, he said. Do you live alone or with kids? Child, she informed him, a young human being below the age of puberty or below the legal age of majority. That's correct, he said. Awesome, said Persephone. Isn't Google wonderful? How old are you? He said. Persephone started copying and pasting his own answers. Are you trying to know how old I am? Yes, I do, he said. I noticed something about you, she said. You asked too many questions. Are you trying to piss me off? Never mind, she copied and pasted. I'm enjoying it. I'm listening, she said. So, how do you rate a good man or choose a good man? He asked. I don't know. I think our conversation's getting boring because you're not allowing me to know you better, she said, copying what he'd said. What? Read the qualities? I look for one who can have an interesting intellectual conversation, who reads what is being said and gives sensible, relevant and meaningful answers. Sadly, a man like that is hard to find. Now, I understand. Awesome, she said. I'm definitely not looking for a man who copies and pastes irrelevant drivel he's found online. But you can at least give the opportunity of knowing more better. Tell me why I'd want to do that. For the crack? That's not fair, he said. Oh, you think I'd do it just to be bored? Maybe I could make a video. Random people you meet online. I'm not always online to Facebook, he said. Most part of the day. I only use it when I have time. Maybe break time, bedtime. But I don't seem to catch a hold of you more. I'd suggest we use Google Chat. You re-special? I enjoy chatting with you, my dear friend. Do you have Google Mail? And so, of course, they moved to chat. Hi, how are you? He said. Good evening, I'm fine, thanks. Perhaps you could explain to me, in simple terms, all that convoluted twaddle you were talking about on Facebook. I think you're currently in Norway. I think you're some kind of undercover agent. Why does an undercover agent need to be in Norway? Good morning, cutie. Trust you had a lovely night rest. Be rest assured I will answer all your questions. Yes, I'm currently in Norway and on a special mission as an undercover agent. You know, really, guys, if they're going to choose a profession they know nothing about, at least choose something you can look up and talk about. You'll agree with me that Norway has one of the longest coastline in the world, and when suspicious activities like vandalisation of oil pipeline and other shady deals takes place along that coastline, a special undercover agent like me is sent to investigate and give feedbacks. I'm sorry we got off on the wrong foot, but what is life anyway without a sense of humour? I'm much excited with your lovely sense of humour and understanding. I picture you on a little boat with your binoculars looking out for vandals, she said. That wouldn't be an easy task, you know. You wouldn't have a clear knowledge of all jobs except you're personally involved. How re you? I've no idea what that means, said Persephone. Please tell me. My response to your above message. You wouldn't have a vivid understanding of one's job except it's your field of work. You aren't responding to anything except chat on my job. There was no response to my good morning and how re you. My perception of you is better than this. Possibly, said Persephone, because you never said that, and don't be rude and childish. Sadly, my perception of you now is of a man who's rude, arrogant, childish, and won't even explain his own work. Do you remember saying this? she said, copying the bit where he'd said, "Be rest assured I will answer all your questions." "And now you're complaining because you, yes you, told me what your work is, but you, yes you, don't want to be asked about it." "Good morning, cutie," he copied. "One." That was a statement. It didn't require an answer, I would say. "How re you, too. I'm not that bad of a man. We wouldn't know ourselves better on one day or two. Because you hadn't answered my question before you asked me, so I was waiting for your answer, and please learn to spell." "I know myself very well, thanks." "Did I miss something?" he said. "Yes, lots, starting with manners." "At what point did I lose my manners?" She copied my perception of you as better than this, and then copied my response to your above message. "You wouldn't have a vivid understanding of one's job, except it's your field of work. You aren't responding to anything except chat on my job." "Oh, sorry, I think you misunderstood me on that." "Clearly I was interested in your job, so a proper gentleman would have explained instead of telling me I don't have a vivid understanding. Of course I don't, that's exactly what I was asking. So now you can explain, so I do have a vivid understanding, please." "OMG! Now I understand you clearly," he said. "Awesome. Maybe my choice of word vivid, but truly you wouldn't get a clear view of it as it is. Maybe everything. Talking to you's like extracting teeth with a pair of miniature tweezers, long drawn out and pointless." "I'm not exalting your intelligence, cutie," he said. "Can we let the past be in the past? I bet you're taking it from the first day we met. I made a promise. I'm going to keep it as I have said." "Great. Anyway, I won't ask you anything more about your work if you don't ask me about mine." "Ha ha ha ha," he said. "Not sure how that's funny, but we'll see. Now aren't wrong when I said you had a great sense of humour. You certainly know I will ask about yours, but for now I'm interested in other part. Please type in proper English that makes sense. Even you get mad at compliments. Assume as a secret agent you have to write grammatically and factually correct reports. Pretend I'm someone receiving a report and write properly, please. Or do you just need a magnifying glass and a deerstalker hat?" "What fun would be in that, if I make you official," he said. "Official what?" said Persephone, copying a little man with a magnifying glass from Canva. Yes, I do have a subscription to Canva, guys. "You ask me now to pretend you're someone receiving my report and chat you in the way I write my reports. It won't be a bad idea if you school me." "Oh, no, pal, she ain't about to teach you to become a better scammer." "I did, but you didn't tell me what 'if I make you official' means. I'm sure as an experienced secret agent with 25 years service, or however long you said, you don't need me to teach you. Should be the other way around. I know, you could teach me some of the forensic techniques you use." "My work life, social life and love life are three different entities," he said. "I can't place you in my work life, like chat you as if I am writing report. There would be nothing romantic fun about it." "There's nothing fun about talking to someone that writes like an illiterate 16-year-old, said Persephone. "Thanks for the compliment." "You're welcome." "Maybe you aren't reading my chat properly. I said you could school me, didn't I?" "You did, but as an experienced secret agent with 25 years service, I'm quite sure you don't need schooling, unless of course you aren't really an experienced secret agent." "There's no need to remind me of being an illiterate when I already made a request," said our illiterate, inexperienced, non-secret agent. "In which case I suggest you go back to school." "OK, I'll assume being an experienced secret agent is a lie. Do you want to tell me what you really do?" "My job has nothing to do with my skills of communication to you. You're the first to assume this status." "Oh, you can write grammatically correctly at work, but suddenly write meaningless drivel elsewhere. Pull the other leg. I said pretend you're writing a report, so I can see that you can write properly." "I guess you're getting worked up because of the nature of my job," he tried. "I guess I'm getting worked up because of your inability to type anything sensible. So last chance. Last chance." "You can't send any communication without referring to my job," he said. "Because you, so that's the only time you write properly. So please pretend you're writing a report and show me that you can write properly. This is your last chance. Otherwise, I'll know you're a brain-dead idiot who's just pretending to be a secret agent. Pretend you're writing me a report about what you've done during the last week. Proper grammatical report, detailing your activities." "I guess you're not serious," he said. "My job isn't meant to be discussed in details. Maybe you forget what I said is my job. Once someone said I lost my manners, what would I say of you consistently using insulting words at me?" "What would I say of you consistently writing ungrammatical rubbish?" she said. I didn't ask you to discuss in details. You can't even get something as basic and simple as that correct, can you? I asked you to pretend. I assume you know what pretend means. Obviously you do, as you're pretending to be a secret agent. I asked you to pretend you're writing me a report and give me proper grammatical details of what you did last week. That wasn't work, obviously, because that's so top secret, even you don't know what you were doing. This is your last chance. Because if you can't even write one single proper sentence, then I'll know you're just a lying idiot. So choose your next answer wisely. Proper grammatical sentence, written by a mature, intelligent, highly educated investigator, or childish rubbish written by a childish idiot. Choose carefully. Also, remember, you were literate to the point of being nerdy when we first started chatting, she said, copying the bit where he'd copied bits about Scotland. So please write like that same literate nerd. Apparently that was too much for our man, and Persephone blocked him. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Please like it, please share it, please comment down below, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again in another video.